Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Power Book 2 Ghost, and it was titled Family First. This is season 1, episode 8. Alright, y'all, this episode was good, okay? GOOD. It was good. It was really good. I think it's my favorite episode out the whole 8 episodes. This one was really, really good. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we see Tyreek. It opens up with Tyreek in his dorm room, and he is emptying out his bag with the drugs and stuff in there for the tutor stuff. So he's getting it all together. Brayton walks in. Brayton looking all sad. Tyreek like, look, I'm finna cheer you up. We got the stash. We got the re-up in or whatever. And Brayton like, yeah, but that's only half of what we need. You know, it's homecoming weekend, parents here and stuff like that. So it's going to be like choke. But we going to need double. We could make like triple or whatever we made there or whatever. So, Tyreek is like, look, that's all they had, man. This is what we're going to do. He was like, well, man, we need to get into Coke and stuff. He was like, no, we're not getting into no Coke. He was like, come on, man. I could be like the snowman. We can make it. Just call, what did he say? Just call me Frosty the Snowman up in this piece. I said, not Frosty. Did he say Frosty the Snowman or Jack Frost? He said one of them two. But anyway, we see as he's talking, we see how they do the drop-offs and the pickup. So he's in the library, Brayton is in the library, and he's dropping off the book bag at the table or whatever. And he looked like he on his phone, and then he walking away to take the call, and then somebody else walks up, takes the book bag, slides the book bag on, and walks out. I was like, this operation is real good. It's clean, it's real good. The dude who took the book bag has of course, the study guys and stuff. So he goes to Brushandria's room. Her mama answered the door. I said, Lord, her mama just as ghetto as her. Brushandria, who is that? She was like, oh, that's just my tutor, mom. This is my tutor. I know you ain't paying for no tutor for man. Mom, it's just my study guide. Can you just get the study guide for me, please? All right, girl. So we see that. Then we see they in the classroom. So they in a canonical studies classroom, and the older professor, he's telling them, like, because his parents in there too. So he's telling the parents what the course study is for, like what it's about, yada yada yada. Tyreek is the only one who don't have his parents there, of course, because his daddy dead and his mama in jail. So he looking kind of bummed a little bit. Then we see Reynolds. He is introducing their new book or whatever. So he's introducing a new book, The Invisible Man, and they're going around the room asking, well, no, I take that. Well, he asked a question to the class or whatever. And whose mama was it? Lauren's mama, because she got like a crush on him. We saw that at the dinner. So she all answering the question and agreeing with the book and saying it was about racism and stuff. The white man who's I don't remember that girl name, but she always talking and going with the opposite or whatever. So the dad is like, well, why are we studying this book? Like, what's the purpose of this or whatever? Because it was about racism. Well, the mom said racism and all this other stuff. So the older professor was like, because it depicts what America is today. Like, hello. So Rushandria's mom and the other lady, they going back and forth. I was just like, oh my God. So Tyreek, of course, Dr. Reynolds wanted to get Tyreek's viewpoint on the book or whatever. And he was basically saying, like, honesty ain't always what people want to hear. That's not, people say they want the truth, they want honesty, but then when you give it to them, it kind of backfire or whatever. So that's not really what they want. And so Lauren said something. Oh, that's when Lauren and Brushandria mom started going back and forth with each other. I was just like, Lord. So then we see Tyreek and Reynolds, they in the hallway and stuff, and Tyreek has his extra credit paper, the next chapter for Reynolds' book and whatnot. And he like, look, what's going on with you, Tyreek? I know you're hiding something. You can tell me. He was like, no, because he was like, that answer you gave in the classroom, was that about you? It sounded real personal. Was it about your parents and stuff? He was like, no, that was just, something I just thought of in the classroom. He was like, oh, okay. You sure? Because it always seems like you got something to hide. So you got something to hide, Tyreek? You got something to hide? I was just like, if he don't give it up, like, why is you worried about who this lady sleeping with? She don't want to sleep with you no more. Like, he is so annoying. And so Tyreek had said something to him because he was Reynolds was just doing too much. He was like, well, have you read the book, Professor? And he was just like, you can't trust nobody with the truth. And then Tyreek walked off. Two-Bit child, he got a car, child, but whatever. So Two-Bit, He waiting outside. He's smoking a cigarette. We find out he waiting outside of Spanky's. I guess that was his mom or his grandmom house. So she come out and she like, what you doing out? Did you get out the same way Spanky got out? And he was like, no, I don't know. They just fucked up some paperwork or something like that. She was like, oh, okay. Because word on the curb is that my son was, I think she said son. That, I don't know what she said. Spanky was snitching. Was he snitching? He was like, look, that's what they was saying up in the cell too. But just know they ain't talking no more. I was like, fool, it was you. It was you. So she like, and something like, well, I'm glad you out. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So then he gives her like this roll of money. He hugged her, then he walk off smiling. I was like, he ain't shit. So then we see Zeke. He goes to Professor Milgram's office or whatever. And she like, not up in here. Here he goes, telling something. Hey, Carrie. Carrie, you was on school grounds. If you don't call her Professor. So she like, and here you call me Professor Milgram or whatever. He was like, oh, my bad. So he goes in there. She like, what can I help you with? He was like, well, I got this game tonight or tomorrow or something like that. Yeah, I think it was the next day. And he was like, I'm just kind of nervous, that all these scouts going to be there and stuff. And they depending on me, my family depending on me. I got all this weight on my shoulders and stuff. And if I mess up, then, they going to have to keep working. I just want to get first draft or whatever, so my family don't have to work want for nothing no more. I was like, that's a lot to be putting on somebody's shoulders. But she just kind of motivates him and, just lets him know, like, this is what you've been waiting for. You got this in you. You can do this or whatever. And he was like, well, I feel better if I could call you tonight. She was like, I don't know about that. I'll call you later, whatever. He was like, well, not unless I call you first, girl. I said, boy, if you don't get out the goddamn, if you don't get out this goddamn office. So, they leave. So then we see Tyreek. He runs into Lauren and her parents. So Lauren, mama and daddy don't like Tyreek, okay? But the mama, she's shady as hell, talking about something. Oh, so they couldn't let your mom get out for the weekend or anything like that? I was like, bitch. He was like, no, but she gonna be out real soon, so don't even worry about that. Lauren, she like, well, would you like to have lunch with us, Tyreek? And I'm thinking, why? Your parents don't like him. Why would you invite him to lunch or whatever? I was just like, Lauren, girl, give it up. So he was like, yeah, of course, let me just grab something from my room. So he runs upstairs. Lauren follows him. The door's closed and she snaps on him. Talking about, well, what the fuck was about last night? Why was you acting like that or whatever like that? He was like, look, you just broke up with your dude. If I would have smashed, then you'd been looking at me all crazy and stuff. So I just sent you on your way or whatever. I was trying to be respectable and whatnot. So he says all that, knock, knock, knock at his door. Child, it's Effie. So at first I was like, what the hell is that girl name? It was Effie. So I'm like, what's she doing there? So Lauren, of course, get all about her feelings and stuff. So myself, oh, that's why you had kicked me out the night before because of her or whatever. And Effie just looking like, what? And so he like, well, look, I'll just catch up with you later. She was like, don't bother. So Lauren leaves. Effie there. She like, oh, she mad. He was like, what the fuck you doing up here? I know you ain't here to collect because I don't owe you shit. She was like, look, I just want to know, I'm up here to sell some drugs or whatever like that because it's homecoming weekend. The parents said it's money to be made. Like, tell me how to set up here. We can split the money or whatever like that. He's like, look, I don't do that shit no more. Like, you can go on and watch your way. Because, of course, he don't trust her for what she did. So he like, look, I don't do that shit no more. You can go on by. Peace out, chick. And she like, what? That's how you treat me? Yeah, I don't trust you. Go on by. I'm not into that drug game no more. I'm here to study and get my education, okay? So she was like, all right, whatever. So she leave. 2-Bit on the campus, child. So 2-Bit, he walks up to, of course, Lauren and her crew. So he walks up to Lauren and the mama and the daddy, and they was talking about pushing her back with Malcolm. And she like, it's over with. Like, I don't want anything to do with him anymore. The daddy like, well, look, I'm still going to go golfing with him, okay? I don't care. Y'all split up. Me and him, we still going to golf. So 2-Bit goes up and asks Lauren, like, where's the freshman dorms at? And she was like, you look a little too young to be somebody daddy. Who you looking for or whatever? So then he tells her Tyreek. And so he was like, have you heard of him? And she was like, yeah. And the mom on them was like, yeah, we heard of him or whatever. So she tells him, like, look, his dorm is that way. You should be able to find him. His name should be on the door or whatever like that. Just go that way and stuff. I said, girl, you don't really know who this man is. But he was like, well, I'm his cousin. Don't tell him that, I'm around or whatever. I was like, And I was like, why is 2-Bit looking for Tyreek? Like, this is crazy. But we gonna find out in a little bit. So then we see Jabari. He in the diner, lunch, whatever. His old friend, the publisher, pop up, and he like, look, tell me what they say. Tell me what you think about the book. He's like, it's good, man. This drug dealer, family thing. This is good. This is really good, or whatever. I want to know how it ends. He was like, do we go to school or do we continue to get back in the game and stuff? He was like, look, I don't know. You don't even know, man. You ain't even write it yet. Look, the publisher's going to need the ending of this book. They're going to need an ending or whatever. So I said, oh, my God. So now he writing a story about Tyreek. Like, what in the world? Like, Jabari, he sucks. So we see 2-Bit. He knock on the door, Tyreek. Tyreek going to open because he mad. He think it's Effie. He go opening up the door, child. 2-Bit there is like, look. Tyreek like, what you doing here, man? He was like, you remember me? I mean, maybe like a little bit, yeah. I don't got nothing for you, dude. I ain't got nothing for you. He was like, no, but your daddy owed me or whatever. And he said he was going to take care of me when I got out. I need that money. He was like, look, man, I know you think we running and rolling around in money and stuff like that. I ain't getting no inheritance. I don't got no money. I'm broke. Or whatever. I got this little bit. 2-Bit pulls out the gun, holds up to his head. It's like, look, what you finna give me is $24K. He was like, $24K, I ain't got that, man. I ain't got that. I got this. He was like, what's that, some lunch money? Get the fuck out. Get this out my face. So then he throws the money down, and 2-Bit was like, look, I'm a reasonable man. I'm going to give you 24 hours to get my money. I said, damn, well, that ain't that reasonable. It's only, okay. So he tells Tyreek, like, look, give me your phone. So he pulls out his phone. He put his phone number in there. He was like, when I call you, you better have my money ready or whatever. So then he leaves up out of there or whatever. So Tyreek calls somebody, and I'm thinking he about to call Monet, but he don't call Monet. He called an inheritance lawyer, so he meet him at a restaurant, and he like, look, I need an advance on my inheritance or whatever. He was like, look, did you graduate school yet with 3.5? He was like, no, I don't even need all the money. I just need like a little bit, like 24K. He was like, all right. He was like, and I'm doing good in school. He was like, yeah, just like that paper you failed in canonical studies. He was like, damn, you checking my grades? He was like, yep, your daddy told me to. So he was like, what you need the money for? He was like, look, some dude, he threatened me. My life is in danger and stuff. He was like, well, no, he didn't say his life was in danger. She was like, he threatened him. He was like, do I need to call the cops? Is something serious? He was like, no. He just said he was going to sue if I ain't giving this money. He was like, oh, well, if something comes up, like he's going to kill you or something like that, then give me a holler. But until then, good luck in school. He left. I said, well, damn. So then he calls his mama up and he asked his mom, was there any other drop boxes around the town with any money in it? And Sasha, like, if it was, I'd have told you or whatever. Like, no, like, what's going on and whatnot. And so Tyreek don't want to tell her what's wrong or whatever. She was like, look, because he don't want her involved. She was like, look, I'm your mama. I'm already involved. You need to let me know what's going on. He was like, look, it's okay. I think he said he was asking her, like, how can you get help from somebody that you don't trust? And she was like, well, after your daddy cheated on us and stuff like that, I ain't trust him no more. But, I needed his help or whatever. So I made him trust me. So he was like, that worked? She was like, yeah, it worked real good or whatever. And so then we see Jabari. I forgot what he was doing, but he was just ridiculous with it. I don't remember. I think he was just like watching, was he watching Tyreek? I think he was watching Tyreek at this time. Because at this point, all I wrote was Jabari is ridiculous. So, that's all I wrote. So I don't know what shenanigans he was up to at that point. But all I know was he is ridiculous, okay? Tyreek meets up with Effie. And I guess he was asking her about the drugs or whatever, because her response was, you wearing the wire, nigga? And he was like, no, why I look like wearing a damn wire? I'm just trying to figure out, like, how we gonna get this coke, how we gonna sell this drugs and stuff like that. And she telling them, because she was like, well, why do you need it or something? You was adamant earlier that you ain't want my help or what to get in it or whatever. He was like, look, I'm trying to pay this lawyer for my mom. The court fees is getting too much and I need this money to pay my mom or, the lawyer off of my mama. And she was like, oh, I kind of thought it was that. I was like, he be using that mama card a lot, okay? Swipe. But he was like, because what she say? Well, you didn't trust me or you got mad or something like that. The things I did at Choke, I didn't mean to do. And I didn't feel good about it or something like that. And he was like, well, you don't understand why I was mad at you, because I really liked you. I told you a lot of stuff that I don't tell anybody, and I trusted you or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I understand, and I'm sorry I did that or whatever. And she was like, you can trust me again, Tyreek. I'm telling you, you can trust me. So then they got all close and personal. Of course, they bowed, chicky wow wow, child. I was like, Lord. At first, they was pausing because he was like, I didn't need for you to see that, because he had a gun on the side. And she was like, look, I got a piece too. Like, we ain't got to worry about that tonight. You can trust me or whatever. So like I said, she pulled out the condom. I said, good girl. And then they bowed, chicky wow wow. So he walking out. He's smiling. So Jabari is following him. He watching him. He ends up calling Carrie. Carrie sends him the voicemail. So then he texts her talking about, can we meet? And she was like, I'm with a student. So I guess he thought that Tyreek was the student or whatever like that. So as Tyreek was walking, then he walked back, and then he was like walking and whatnot. And so Jabari followed him this whole time. He meeting up with Drew to get the stash at this hotel or whatever. Drew, I don't know if he had somebody in the hotel room with him, but I'm like, why are y'all conducting business in the doorway of the hotel room? Like, Jabari is listening and hearing everything. And what if it was an undercover cop or something around there? Like, y'all just conducting business all out in the open and whatnot. Because he all like, DC Joe, wanted to kill me or some shit like that or whatever. Or that was the drug dealer or whatever. And Jabari's taking notes. Drew, DC Joe, hotel room, book bag. Like, he's taking notes and whatnot. And then he texts Carrie and was like, I'm about to tell her to be careful. Tyreek got her. And then he got a message from his friend, the publisher, and was like, the publishers love it. Hurry up with the rest of the chapters or the ending or whatever, because we interested. And so then he deleted the text. He never sent the text to Carrie or whatever. But he stayed standing there listening to Tyreek and them. I said, this is a mess, child. So then we see Effie. She got the coke. Okay, she got all the coke or whatever like that. And she like, well, how we going to sell it? So then, of course, Tyreek run her down, how they going to sell it and stuff like that. They looking out the window. He like, look, it's homecoming. Some people love their parents here or whatever like that. And then some people are struggling with their parents here because they got divorced parents, bad households, siblings getting on their nerves. The geeks want to study, but their parents there, so now they can't study. So we see her walking around the grounds, peeping everything out, like people, families arguing and stuff like that. And then she sees this one dude and was just like, looks like you might need this or whatever. And she made like a rack of money. I don't know how much, but he gave her a nice little wad. And so then that was it pretty much. So we see Brayton's family or whatever. And they're at brunch or something like that. The mama, she getting toasted. Trace, he looked like he high, drunk, something, child. Then we see the sister, and Trace's nose started bleeding. So Brayton looking like, why the fuck his nose bleeding? Like, what's going on? He was like, what's going on with Trace or whatever? She was like, look, we scored some nice coke on campus or whatever like that. He like, coke? Where you get coke from? Look, don't worry about that. Get your own coke. So he looking like, coke? Somebody selling coke? I was trying to be Frosty the Snowman up in this bitch. How they selling coke on my turf? What? So he calculating. So then we see Jabari. He researching Tyreek on his computer. He in his office and stuff like that. He pulling up everything, child. He done pulled up ghost stuff. He done pulled up he pulled up a lot of stuff. He done pulled up Angela murder. He done pulled up a whole bunch of stuff, child. I said, oh my God, I am so over this man. Why are we following him? I'm so over him. So then we see Kane. And Kane painting some dude face or whatever. And I'm like, what is going on? So he painting one of the GTT boys' face or whatever. Because he telling this dude that he needs to kill Tyreek. Tyreek is the problem. He done stepped in. He done made Monet tell y'all can't sell no more. Which, this ain't true. Because Monet already didn't want them selling because they were all up on the Instagram showing the drugs and the guns and stuff. So that's why they can't sell. But they think it's because of Tyreek, because that's what Kane's telling them. So the dude with the gold teeth, Guap, I think his name was, He like, yeah, this nigga got to go. He got to go. He taking our money. He taking our money. He got to go. He got to go. So they hyping him up, hyping up the killer. The killer looked nervous as hell. Okay. Kane gave him like some shank or something, some homemade shank, and was like, look, you gonna be able to get through the metal detectors with this. So just put it in your bag, act calm, yada yada yada. So they do that. Effie, she wanna go to the homecoming game. 2-Bit texts him, and he was like, he need to give my money or whatever. So Tyreek was like, all right, look, we gonna have to meet up later because you know she wanted to fuck again. But he was like, look, I got this message. So she was like, oh, that's probably old chick. You know, she probably mad as fuck or whatever like that. And so he was like, no, but I gotta go. We can meet up later or whatnot. And so she was gonna leave after the weekend, but he said he wanted her to stay. So they kiss. She leave. He get the money or whatever. We see Zeke. He sees Dr. Milgram. They walk into the campus, or she walks into the game. He walks up on her or whatever, and they start talking. He said he was nervous and stuff, and yada, yada, yada. Monet come up while they talking. She's staring her up and down like... She was like, who is this? This is a teacher that put you on academic probation? He was like, no. This is my academic advisor, Dr. Milgram. She like, she knows something up. So Professor Milgram was like, oh, it's nice to meet you and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, okay. She was like, all right, well, you should be proud of him. I am. All right, we'll see you at the game. Go. It's like, girl, you better run. Monet about to kill your ass. So Monet was like, well, you know, go out there, kill him and stuff like that. He was like, he was nervous. She was like, you got this. What you nervous for? Like, you got this or whatever. So then she gave him like a Rolex or something like that. And he was like, what's this for? She was like, because you earned it. Now go out there and show them scouts what you worth or whatever like that. So they do that. Then we see Brayton. He meet up with Tyreek. I think he was in the, I don't know. I think they was on the steps or something like that, child. And they met up. But yeah, they was outside. So Brayton is telling Tyreek like, yo, somebody is selling coke on our campus and stuff like that. They on our turf. It probably is Effie. I know Effie probably up here because she probably was running that coke up on here. He was like, no, I don't know about that, man. Like, look, we not finna get into no coke. Do you even know how to cut up some coke? You know how to coke, how much you can sell coke for? You know what to do with all this other stuff. So he like, no. He was like, all right, pills and weed. That's all we getting into, man. That's all we getting into. He was like, all right, whatever. Let me go check on Trace. We at the game. Zeke ain't focused. I don't know who he was looking at. I missed it. But he was looking at somebody. The coach like, look, get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. So then they run in drills and stuff like that. Kane peeps Drew staring at, what is that boy name? And I meant to look up his name. Y'all know the basketball player with the high top. I can't think his damn name. Something with an E. Everett. That's good. He looking at Everett or whatever, and Kane peeped Drew looking at him and stuff like that because he's smiling and stuff. We see in the hallway, you know, the hallway before the game where the arena is and all that other stuff. We see the painted guy. He's staring at Tyreek. Why the painted guy had on these bright ass lime green shoes? Like, first of all, you're trying to be incognito. Shout out, I say Negro. Incognito. Incognito. Why you got these bright ass green, lime green shoes on? If you don't stop playing with me, you can tell he ain't never killed nobody before. Probably not even a fly or ant, child. But he's staring Tyreek down. Tyreek peeps him and looks and sees his green sneakers. So he's sending text messages to what's his face? What's the boy name? 2-Bit. He's sending text message to 2-Bit. 2-Bit like, look, I'm on my way, yada, yada, yada. So Tyreek goes inside the arena or the gym or whatever, and he sits there with the family. So Kane looking at him like, this nigga, what he doing here or whatever. So he asked Monet like, look, you know, I need another re-up. She was like, well, I'm having issues myself. So as soon as they get figured out, you know, we can get it popping. So he was like, all right. So then he gets a text message from 2-Bit saying he outside at the entrance. So Tyreek like, all right, bet. Well, I'm going to the concession stand. Anybody want something? Diana says she wants some water. Nope, everybody else said nothing. But here go Kane. Yeah, some nachos, a pretzel, or soda. I said, damn, nigga, that's about $100. You the hell? So anyway, Tyreek gets up. the painted guy was watching them from like up the stands or whatever. So he gets up, he leaves out, he walks down the hallway. The painted guy, he not even all that, child. He is not. He not in no stealth mode, nothing. He basically should have just stood beside Tyreek and stabbed him in a damn hallway in front of 1,000 people. Because that's how close he was. And Tyreek saw him like, what the fuck he watching me for? So Tyreek gets a text message and he like, too bad, like, meet me at the pool or whatever. So he walk in, the dude trying to follow him. He not even doing a good job following without being seen. So Tyreek sees him. Of course, he got these bright ass shoes on. And his face all paint, but whatever. He just stands out. So Tyreek sees him. He starts running. The dude start running after him. So then Tyreek goes into the pool area. The dude goes into the pool area. He like, what's up, bitch? Or some shit like that. He pulls out the shank. Tyreek like, the fuck? So Tyreek grabs the pole out of the side of the pool. So he grabs the pole, tries to hit dude. I don't think he hit him or nothing like that. Tyreek ends up falling down. They fighting, trying to, the shank and all that other stuff. Here goes Two-Bit running in there. Two-Bit sees this, the pole there. He picks up the pole, wham, hits the dude in the head, but he don't kill him with the pole. So Tyreek like, look, we got to get the fuck up out of here. So Two-Bit was like, no, he ain't finished. So Two-Bit takes them, drags them over there to the pool, drowns them or whatever. So he did. So then Tyreek like, look, here go the money. He was like, no, nigga, I just saved your life. You owe me double this. He was like, what? Come on, man. So he was like, all right, man. All right, whatever. Let's get out of here. He was like, nigga, wipe the shit down. Stupid ass nigga. So he's wiped the stuff down. Tyreek looked like he wiped it down a little bit, but it didn't look like he wiped the whole pole. So Tyreek takes off running after he wiped down the pole. Oh, no, because somebody had texted him. It was like, is he dead yet? Text the painted dude face, is he dead yet? And so Tyreek was like, somebody want me dead? He was like, what, man? So then Two-Bit took a picture of the dude and was like, yep. And then sent it to whoever had the phone or whatever. So then Tyreek wiped stuff down and ran out or whatever. So he goes back to the game. Kane looking stupid as hell, like, the fuck? He's still living. Like, he supposed to be dead. So Diana asked, like, where was you at or whatever like that. Tyreek don't say nothing. So Guap texted Kane and was like, you did, my nigga, this is on you. You did. I'm about to put a clip in you or whatever like that. Kane looking like, the fuck. So he gets up. And then I forgot to tell y'all, Tyreek took the phone off the painted dude face, put it in his pocket. So Kane gets up, goes outside of the arena, calls the phone that the painted dude had and was like, and Tyreek answered. He didn't say anything, no. Kane was like, yo, whoever this is, you gonna be dead or whatever. And then he hangs up the phone. Tyreek looking like, because Monet was sitting beside him, he looking like Monet like, the fuck? So then he texts Effie, was like, look, we can't meet up tonight. It ain't popping, it ain't happening or whatever like that. So I was like, Lord. So then Effie, she get the text message, obviously. She calls him and was just like, he don't answer. So then she texts him, fuck you or whatever like that. She gets up off the step because she was at the dorms waiting for Tyreek. So she gets up off the steps. Brayden coming in with his sister. So she runs into Brayden, they hug and stuff like that. And he was like, I didn't know you was coming up here. Why you hit me? She was like, well, I was supporting the basketball team. And he was like, well, should you be down at the game? She was like, yeah, I was waiting for your roommate or whatever like that. But he blew me off for some bitch. So Brayden was like, yeah, probably the blonde-haired one or whatever like that. And so the sister come up and was like, yo, you got some more of that white stuff? Talking to Effie. So Effie like, I mean, not Effie. Brayden like, yo, you was selling coke here or whatever? And so Effie was like, won't you ask your roommate for some coke or whatever like that? And then she was like, hey, yo, tell Tyreek he can suck my dick. And then she rolled out. So Brayden looking like, cocaine? Tyreek? He told me I couldn't be Frosty the Snowman. So, Brayden, his wheels is going or whatever. So I guess they won at the basketball game and stuff like that because Zeke and his boys, they turning up and stuff. We see Drew, he texts Everett. Everett declined it or whatever. And then next, Drew called Zeke and was asking, like, what's going on with y'all at? Zeke was like, we down here at the club and stuff. You can roll through if you want to. Everett looking like, he's scared shitless, right? So they partying, and then they ended up saying, like, Zeke scored 40 points. He was on ESPN or whatever. We see some groupies come up. Zeke sends Everett and some light bright boy off or whatever. Drew comes up. He sees his boo thing dancing with the girl or whatever. So, of course, he all in his feelings and stuff like that. He says he's going to go buy some champagne. He going to be right back. So, we see Drew, so Everett off in the corner or whatever, so nobody can see him. Drew is over there arguing with Everett, and he like, well, what you doing? Why you ain't out? And I'm like, Drew, the boy is on the down low. He already done told you 100,000 times that he not out. He not comfortable coming out right now. He just want to play ball. He just want to make it in the big leagues. He don't want to be out. That's his prerogative. If he don't want to be out, why is you trying to force him, Drew? Like, I understand that you love Everett and all this other stuff, and you got this little boo romance and stuff like that, and whatever. But if the boy not ready to come out, he not ready to come out. So either you gonna be on a down low with him, or you just need to move on to somebody who out and want to be seen with you in public and yada yada yada. But you can't keep on trying to force Everett to do something he's not comfortable doing. So Everett tells him like, yeah, I'm just trying to be me and yada yada yada. And then he ends up hugging Drew and stuff. And then he popped up off him because he like, oh shit, who was watching me or whatever. He not ready. Like one day he'll be ready, and then maybe you'll still be single, and then y'all can meet up and y'all can be out and loving life together. But right now, that man is not ready to come out. So let it go, Drew. Let it go. So then we see they finished at the club and stuff like that, and they like, Zeke, with a ride at? We drunk and shit. We need to ride. Zeke was like, look, we need to run this shit off and stuff. So they go running up the hill, up the block or whatever. It's like a little hill or whatever. And they turn the corner. Drew and Everett back there, they chatting, walking and talking and stuff like that. And at first I thought something was going to happen to them too. I was like, Lord, don't let this be no hate shit or nothing like that. Don't nobody got time for that shit. But it wasn't. So they walking and talking and stuff. And then we see the guys that was running, Zeke, the light-skinned dude, and some other dude, they up there. The GTT boys that intercepted was like, yo, didn't I see you on TV tonight? He was like, yeah, man, you saw me. He was like, can I take a picture? This the one with the guap, the gold in his mouth. He act like he's taking a selfie with Zeke. Then he punched Zeke in the stomach. So then he's just kicking him, bow, bow, bow. Drew and Everett run up and see, like, across the street, they see this. They're like, oh, shit. So they run over there. The GTT boy, like, look, back up. Don't look. This Kane fault. Kane did this shit. My dude then got shot and killed and all this stuff. Not got shot and killed, but got killed and stuff like that. This on Kane, this payback for Kane, eye for an eye and shit. So he like, because at first Drew was like, look, if you want to get back in the game, I can get you back. He was like, hey, this ain't about no motherfucking game. This is about family. Like, my blood was killed. Like, this eye for a motherfucking eye. So he was like, look, man. So he got the gun to Zeke's knee, because he know he a big basketball star. So he got the gun to his knee. Drew like, look, man, look, don't kill him. If you want to take somebody, kill me. He was like, look, this gonna hurt Monet more than me killing her faggot ass son or whatever like that. I said, oh Lord, not the F word. But so Drew is like scared or whatever. So dude, I was just like, if they don't come on and make him pop something, because he holding the gun, he shaking the gun at the knee or whatever like that. And so he acting like he about to shoot Zeke in the knee and stuff like that. It was real weak. This scene was real weak with the whole Because I'm like, if you want to shoot the man knee. But he ain't shoot the man knee. So then Drew run over there. He intercepts and he bow. He just wailing on Guap or whatever. He's knocking his teeth all in and stuff like that. Face all smushed and stuff. And then he grabbed the gun and then he pointed at Guap and he looked like he's about to shoot him. But everyone's like, no. So then he stopped and then Zeke told him no. And so then everybody started running, child. And so then I think Everett was still there. Was Zeke still there? Yeah, Zeke was still there, but the other people left. And Drew picked up the gun, was pointing the gun at the people or whatever like that. So Everett just looking at him like, what the fuck? And so then he leaves and then he tries to help Zeke off the ground. Zeke looking at him like, what the fuck is my family into? So then he gets up, he rolls over and scurries off or whatever, and then Drew just standing there looking like, the fuck? And so he put the gun in his waist. I said, Jesus. So then Drew, he back at home with Monet. Of course, Monet cussing him out. She like, why would you do this? I told you to leave Zeke up out of this. This ain't had nothing to do with this. He was like, look, we ain't do this. She was like, well, if you weren't too busy chasing tail, then they wouldn't have known where Zeke was, and you done got him involved, and yada, yada, yada. She going off on him. And Drew like, but I saved him. You wouldn't have had to save him if you ain't put him in this predicament or whatever like that. Get out of my fucking face. So she mad at him. Drew goes over to the chick house we saw Diana at, bangs on the door. The girl, of course, say Kane not there, but then he like, look, the GTT boys looking for him. So I just wanted you to know, if I could find where he was, they gonna find where he is. She was like, look here, nigga, you got the gun. I said, damn. So Kane, of course, was there. Kane comes out there, and Drew is like, Drew tells Kane what happened or whatever to Zeke and stuff. So he was like, yo, what the fuck? He was like, did you clip Guap? He was like, no, I ain't do that. Kane like, because I think Drew said something. And Kane was like, this ain't my fault. This my fault. This her fault for letting that silver spoon ass nigga come up in here or whatever like that. And then all this stuff. And then I got a beat down from Dad and whatnot. He was like, what? Dad beat you down? I ain't know nothing about that, man. And he was like, yo, she gonna kill me when she find out. He was like, fuck that. She already know. What we need to do now is take these Guap niggas out. So Kane like, say less or whatever. I was already going to body them for good anyway. So they dap it up and stuff like that. Tyreek calls Tasha, tells her like, look, somebody finna try to kill me. I don't know what's going on. Like, but they trying to kill me. She like, oh my God, I should be out there with you or whatever. You gotta tell me everything right now. So I guess he told her or whatever. She texts Lorenzo. Lorenzo talking about something. You need to call me. We need to talk ASAP. Lorenzo starts talking about something. You don't be calling the shots and you don't be getting me on the phone. I said, but you on the phone. So apparently she do. But at any rate, they start talking because she like, look, you try to have my son killed. Like, what the fuck? And he was just like, what? Who tried to get your son killed or whatever like that? She was like, you need to be talking to Monet. He was like, what? And so she was like, look, I promise you, if something happens to my son, I'm gonna try to find a way to hurt your ass too. So he listening. There we see Monet, she talking to Lorenzo on the phone, and she like, yeah, because Drew eavesdropping. She like, yeah, he out of control or whatever like that. And he was like, she hangs out with Lorenzo. So then she tells Drew to come in there, and he was like, so what was you saying about me being out of control? She was like, that wasn't even about you, but I know what you did. What you did was you tried to cover for your brother, and I appreciate that. And something else, like, and they figured out what Kane did and yada, 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 what the boy did. Because she was like, somebody dead at Stansfield or whatever like that. And I think your brother tried to have Tyreek killed, and then you tried to cover for him or whatever. He was like, yeah, Mom, but you know, it ain't all his fault and stuff like that. He going to take care of the GTT boy. She was like, good, because that'd be the last thing he do for this family. I said, oh, no, not Kane. Don't put Kane out. Oh, no. So we see GTT talking. They threatening the whole family. They like, everybody finna die in the goddamn, I don't remember their last name, but the Monet family. Everybody finna die. So then Kane, he outside. He playing with the power. Child, why the boy say you ain't pay the power bill? I was cracking up. But anyway, so Kane, the one dude, go outside to see what's going on with the power. Because they thought maybe it was a blackout or something like that. Kane pop, silencer hit him in the head right there. Like, kill shot right in the head. Boom, dude fall down. So they like the fuck? So then they hide him. Big boy, he come out there with the flashlight. I'm like, the flashlight? You should have had your gun ready. Flashlight, child, Kane pop, right, dead shot, killed. I was like, Kane good. So he killed the 2 people. So then the the guap, he started blasting or whatever like that. But then he get up. I guess he ran out of ammo or something, child. Who knows? But he runs up. Kane got the gun to his head. He was like, look, from now on, I want half of everything. I don't care if you selling drugs or taking bodies or whatever like that. I want half of everything. He was like, half, my nigga. All right. So then he bopped him in the face and was like, that's for my family or whatever. I was like, but wasn't you supposed to kill him? I said, Kane up to something. Kane looking out for self. But then we see Zeke, because Zeke was all, crying and stuff like that. He ain't go home. He ain't do nothing, child. They don't know where Zeke at. But Zeke at Professor Milgram, she ringing the bell crazy. She like, look, you can't be coming to my house like this. And then he's standing there crying like, well, can I come in? She was like, yeah, come on in, baby, come on in. So then she let him in. So we see Kane. I guess it's like early morning or something like that. Kane at the house. Diana, she got a crack in the door. And he like, yo, Diana, let me in. I gotta talk to mom. She was like, you heard about Zeke? He was like, yeah, but I ain't do that though. I ain't do that. And she was like, yeah, but you sent them after Tariq. He was like, yeah, but I handled that or whatever. I just killed them all for her or whatever like that. I need to talk to mom. She was like, look, she made up her mind, Kane. She made up her mind. You are not welcome here anymore. And he was like, what? I just gotta talk to her. Or whatever. She was like, look, it ain't gonna happen or whatever like that. You can't come back in here. It's over. It's over for you. So then she handed him like a roll of money and was like, look, you need to get out the city, okay? Be safe and get out the city. She crying. She closed the door on her. We see Monet looking down from her window at Kane. Kane looking all sad in the face like a little sad puppy. And then he just walked away. I was like, damn. That's ice cold. But then we see Brayden. So Brayden playing video games and he ignoring Tyreek because Tyreek said he done blew his phone up 20,000 times or whatever like that. Brayden like, yeah, I know. So Brayden basically cussed him out. Was like, yo, Effie told me you was selling coke over here. You said we couldn't sell no coke. You was lying to me. He was like, man, I was just trying to make some money for my mom. I don't want to hear about that mom shit, man. You supposed to tell me stuff. We supposed to be brothers. Like, you supposed to tell me stuff and you ain't telling me nothing. He was like, yeah, I know, man, but that was only one time. It's down to business now. Ain't no business. So then Brayden, he leaves out. Tyreek calls Effie. Then he gets a call on the burner phone, and then we see Jabari. He at the computer trying to write up chapter or something, but he looking at the damn paper that Tyreek wrote, and then he looking at something else. And then what did he did something. Oh, and then he downloaded the Course Connect page or app or whatever. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, this is finna be a whole mess. And I'm so sick of Jabari. Jabari couldn't write the alphabet and it's already written, okay? I am tired of him. I need somebody to expose him quickly, okay? Because he is annoying, okay? So we see Tyreek. And this is the best scene out of it, the whole thing. Tyreek meeting with Monet at the pier. She like, so you don't trust me, that's why you want to meet me here. He was like, yeah, you can't kill me in public with everybody looking or whatever like that. She was like, look, that ain't had nothing to do with that. He was like, how I'm supposed to know? She was like, because if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead, okay? So he like, yeah, but I don't know that or something like that. Kane. She was like, that was all Kane, but he out the family now. He was like, but he blood, you're not gonna just wipe him away or whatever like that. She was like, look, if he want to run up on you or y'all run up together, stuff like that, and then you end up killing him and stuff, I'm not going to hold you to that or whatever like that. But if I find out that you is out here looking for him and searching him to be killed, I'm going to come up on you and kill you myself. Do you hear that, my nigga? I said, ooh. And then she also mentioned how Tasha called Lorenzo and all that other stuff. And he was like, well, I ain't tell her to do that. She was like, yeah, I know, but she a mom or whatever. And then she had went into the whole, I will kill you myself. Do we got to understand it? And he was like, he got a message from somebody. I think it was 2-Bit. Yeah, it was 2-Bit asking for more money. So then he was like, yeah, we good or whatever. And he was like, I need more work. She was like, good thing we just got a re-up or whatever. I said, oop. And that's how I went off. Y'all, that episode was good. I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed it. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode down there in them comments below. And if y'all like this recap review, that's what I meant to say at the beginning of the damn thing. But anyway, y'all like this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel but you are watching this review, and then also hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all, until next time, peace.